What up, folk? What happened? Tonight, going with spaghetti and meat sauce. It'll be half, like I always do, mostly half fresh, real ingredients and jars and cans. You're not gonna see me fucking pull out a goddamn pasta mill, throw shit up in the air with flour and all the kneading and bullshit. It's gonna be pasta out of a fucking box. You're not gonna see me pull out 2-3 dozen tomatoes and some kind of press and mash them all up with a mortar and pestle and fresh herbs and all that bullshit. It's going to be a couple jars of spaghetti sauce and a can of diced tomatoes with Italian herbs. And but there will be fresh ingredients. Of course, the meat and the fucking onion, some garlic, and mushrooms. Pre-rinsed mushrooms, because I know the last time I made something with mushrooms and I didn't fucking show me rinsing them off. Oh my god, you're eating fucking shit. You didn't wash the shit off the mushrooms. These mushrooms are shit free. Jesus fucking Christ. I thought I'd also tell a few more. You people seem to enjoy the military stories that I have, which aren't really good fucking stories at all. There's plenty of men and women out there who actually had combat experience and went and did shit and, you know, fired their weapon in anger. I sat behind a desk and shot my mouth off in anger. You come back from my stories are pedestrian. I just flower them up, but there's actual real veterans out there. Mr. Ballin, well, he tells more of the stories, but his actual life, if you go back and look at him, way fucking more interesting. I don't really watch a lot of military guys' videos. I'll occasionally watch like an MRE review. That's about as far as it goes, and that's if it comes on after another video. Usually my TV's on in the background in the other room. I'll put something on and I'll just let it go. And then videos, they go way off the track. That's why I'm a Hispanic male that likes to shave my balls with HIV and diarrhea and wants a blowjob machine. That's how I figured the algorithm works, because it just goes way the fuck out and I don't go in there and rein it in. Or like when I put music on, it starts out with like old school Curtis Blow hip hop, If I Ruled the World, and somehow I get to fucking boogie the boogie the boogie the yeah, boogie the boogie the boogie, yeah, bro, yeah. And that's, I hate that fucking shit. That's not hip hop. It'll never be hip hop. It's not even rap. From my old school days, there was hip hop, which was pure, then rap, which was fucking a money machine, and whatever the fuck this shit is now, no. Just fucking no. So I'm gonna start the meat here in a second. But I thought before I did that, I'm going back old school to boot camp. I'm gonna go even before boot camp, when I was in the fucking process of recruiters and all that shit. I'm gonna take you back to the ASVAB test. Now the ASVAB, for normal people, it's like one of those standardized tests with the bubble sheet, A, B, C, D, and you got the fucking questions and you do the bubble sheet. If you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, when Spicoli's in the test he has where he fucking bubbles in a surfboard, it's like that, but you don't bubble in a surfboard. It's one bubble per, when in doubt, D it out or some shit. But the ASVAB, I was a few years out of high school at this point. I could drink, so at least 21. Had to do the ASVAB. It was like word questions and a little bit of math here and there, bubble shit, and sometimes you had to actually write the answer. But there was this one, a math one, it was timed. It was like 100 questions. Now, don't quote me on any of this shit. This is way back. But it seemed like it was like 100 questions, and you had like 2 or 3 minutes to answer as many as you can. And even the guy sitting at the front, he's not a teacher, but the inspector or the giver of the test, whatever you call that fucker, the proctor, he said at the outgo, it's a time test, just do as many as you can. Don't stop until I say stop. You know, pretty much no one finishes this. Now, back in the day, I had an obsession with numbers. Like, now it's 7:28 on the fucking clock here. That's 18. That's 8 and 2 is 10. Or it'll be 17. So yeah, I fucked up already. But now it's 7:29. That would be 18. That's 9 and 2 is 11 and 7 is 18. Or 7 and 2 is 9 and 9 is 8. Fuck, I thought I was losing my fucking mind. Way back, this is way back in the 20s. I would just see numbers, like addresses and shit, and I'd run them through together. Just adding, and what if I subtract over here? Not really multiplication or subtraction, but I thought I was losing my fucking gourd. That eventually passed. I don't do that shit anymore. Now I just, in the middle of the night, when I hit the fucking light on the phone to see what time it is, I'm like, oh, I cipher out how many more hours of sleep I can have. I'm like, oh, god damn it. And get depressed and go back to sleep and then wake up and go to work, and yeah, you know the routine. I'm not the only one that does that. Hits the fucking middle of the night or looks at the clock middle of the night and go like, god damn it, I've only got 2 more hours. Nonetheless, this is ASVAB math test. Room full of people. The guy in the front. Your shit's closed. He says go. You open it up. You got your bubble sheet. I think it was multiple choice. I'm pretty sure it was multiple choice. I don't think he had to actually write the shit down. But 2 or 3 minutes, 100 questions, go. And it's simple shit like 27 and 25 is 52, or 63 and 36 is 99. Or like 10 times 25, 250. Shit like that. You should just be able to fucking hit it. I'm just not paying attention to the clock. I get done. Not paying attention to my surroundings or anything. Just I'm focused. I get done. Put my pencil down, sit back, and I'm looking at this dude in the front. He's looking at me and he's like, don't give up. Keep going until I say stop. You got plenty more time. You can get more done. And I look at him and I go, I am done. And he, out loud in front of the rest of them, like, no one ever finishes this. You're wrong. Bring your thing up to me. So I take the book and the paper and I give it to him. He's like, holy shit, you are done. To which I said, well, doesn't mean they're right. And then did the rest of the ASVAB. And then like a day later, the recruiter called me and said, come in. And the ASVAB is to score what you can, how many fucking jobs you can have. That there's a book. It's to score where you top off. Like, score low and fucking you're a pull string go boom, or you're going to go out and clean porta potties. Score high and you can have a greater choice. Well, I walked in, the guy just laid the book down and said, pick whatever the fuck you want. And I was like, what? Yeah, you did very well. And then the recruiter, Marine Corps recruiter, who's supposed to get fucking bodies, said, I don't know why. It was just me and him in an office. There was no looking around. There was no looking for fucking the FBI or anything. He looked at me, and in this recruiting office, there's the Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. He looked at me dead in my face and said, you should take this with you, walk down the hall to the Air Force. You shouldn't be here. You should be in the easy life, where you will probably retire because you'll have it so fucking simple. You should go down there. And this is a Marine Corps recruiter. And my fucking super macho pride, dumb fucking idiot ass. No, I want to be the best. I want to be one of the few and the proud. I want to do one enlistment and then be so fucking hateful and heart full of fucking rage that I leave. Didn't listen to him. He tried. No animosity toward that man at all. Can't remember his name. Thank God. He told me to go down the hallway and take the easy route. I said, fuck that. But now I own the title forever and ever and ever. Amen. And it's the spiritual rewards are far greater than the fact that I could have retired numerous years ago and be getting paid by the taxpayers to sit on my ass and do this and do nothing. But I'm a Marine, so fuck you and fuck that. That was just the ASVAB. Now we're going to start the actual cooking portion. I want to take you before the actual. I wasn't even in the military yet. I could have at that point just turned around and said, fuck it, and walked off. I didn't take the oath. Now, I'm going to get this heating. The balls itch tonight, so don't take offense. I'm the only one going to eat this shit, so I'm not going to wash my hand every 5 seconds. They're my balls. It's my food. I'm not going to apologize for that. If I were making it for a bigger dinner party, I would wash the hands. People I like. If there are people I don't like you've seen the video maybe, I called it the meats. You know I have no problem whatsoever tainting food, but usually if I'm cooking nowadays it's for people I love, so they're not getting ball sweat and all that bullshit. I'm going to use, probably, I'm cooking 2 pounds of meat, so probably be equivalent to a stick of butter. Again, cooking for myself, so I can taste here and there and not wash 85 spoons and wash my hands every 3 seconds. Now I'm making, like I said, spaghetti meat sauce. My meat sauce, I like to put 1 pound of ground chuck, and this one is 80/20. It was on sale. And usually either Italian sausage or this was a good sale on this one also. And I like the J.C. Potter and some J.C. Potter hot sausage. I like to mix my sausage and my beef together. I don't know if you know about fucking summer gravy or Sunday gravy or Sunday sauce, where Italians, real Italians, big pot, a lot of tomato base, and they put in like ribs and fucking meatballs, just a variety of fucking meats, actual like sausages, and they make this all up, and then they gather around the table, and they've got pastas and shit, and I make a variation of that. This is kind of like my variation of a Sunday gravy for spaghetti. 2 meats, 2 pounds, because I eat on this shit for like 3 days. Take that down to a low simmer, get these started, and then I'll give you the next tale of when I first got to San Diego. Again, Hollywood fucking Marine. Get off my fucking hand. Give me a second. I'm working with the meat here and scissors and shit. And it is 1 pound of J.C. Potter hot sausage. We'll go back to San Diego in a second. I turned the heat down just for right now because the butter melted faster than I thought it would. Trash can's right there. I prepped tonight. I got shit where it needs to be. These are clean food scissors I'm cutting this with. I got a pair of regular scissors over there for mail and all that bullshit. These are clean food scissors. And here is the 80/20 ground chuck. Right. these scissors off and while I get this meat browning, I'll tell you the story of actually getting to San Diego. And the bullshit they pull it, I don't know about fucking North Carolina, but the bullshit they pull at you at San Diego between arriving and getting to boot camp. It's fucking ridiculous. Put that back up. Alright. I don't know how if they still do it or not, but back in the late 90s, you get off the plane in San Diego, you go to the fucking check into the Marine or the whatever your fucking thing is. You check in at the airport because there's a bus coming to get you. You get on the fucking bus in San Diego. I don't know about North Carolina, but in San Diego, you get on the bus. They tell you the lights are off and there's no lights in the bus. It's well, we got there at nighttime. I don't know about the ones that get there in daytime, if that's even a thing, but we got there at nighttime. They tell you to get on the bus, sit down, and put your fucking head in your lap. You know, your head is on your knees, or as much as you can get to your fucking knees, and then they take off down the street. And you're driving with your head on your knees, and if you're not, I'm not flexible. I've never been flexible. So after about 2 or 3 minutes, it starts to get sore. But these motherfuckers drive you for like, it seemed like, it might have been like 5 or 6 minutes, but it seemed like 15 to 20 minutes. They're taking you up, this is California, they got hills. You're going up and down hills, you're going around and around turns, left turns, right turns, straight, sudden stops. Fucking, I think there was maybe a backup or two in there. They're pulling this bullshit. You finally get to MCRD, that's Marine Corps Recruit Depot. If I say MCRD, you got the fucking slang now. You get to MCRD, and not the first night, you're still going through processing. You're not to your actual squad bay, your training platoon yet. While you're in, you know, getting into the place, you're getting all your shots, you're getting your paperwork done, you're not getting any sleep. It's like a day or two. You're standing in line, you're like sleeping on the guy's shoulder in front of you because you don't have any fucking sleep. They're just pumping mystery goddamn shotguns, and not shotguns, but shot pause guns that they're just putting all kinds of mystery fucking vaccines and whatever the fuck they want to put into you, microchips, and I don't believe in that microchip shit, but they're putting all kinds of just whatever the fuck they want into you. You're disoriented, you're not used to this shit, you just had your shit shaved, you're getting sized up for uniforms, all this shit. You're not in your actual training platoon yet. But when we finally got to our training platoon, after the processing bullshit, it was like 2-3 days, maybe a week at the most, where they kind of give you a basic left, right, left, right. When we say left, you put left foot comes down. When you say right, right foot comes down. This is how you salute. Yes sir, no sir. This is how you dress. That kind of shit, in case you didn't go through ROTC or whatever other programs you had. When I finally got enlisted, I had to get a waiver for a metal plate in my hand so I could work on electronics, which they had no problem giving me. Between the time that my recruiter said, "You're in," to the time that I got on the plane, one fucking day, not the next day, he said, "You can be on the next rotation. It's the day after tomorrow. Or can you be ready in one day?" I was like, well, fuck it, let's go. So I didn't know rank structure. I didn't know protocol. I didn't know fucking none of that shit. I'm on there with fucking guys who been in ROTC since early high school, junior high, whatever the fuck. They've been in summer programs, running in the great shape. I'm in fucking working man shape. Well, better than this. You know, before you start your bullshit. This is the accumulation of 50 years of shitty diet and beverage. But when you finally got, I derailed. When we finally got to our squad bay, where we'd be for the next 3 months training, ours faced the airport. Now, this trip from the airport to the squad bay, which took what felt like 15 to 20 minutes, the fucking airport is 2 football fields away. That's 200 feet to you non-sports fans. The football field is right, or the football field, the fucking airport is right fucking there. You can see the planes landing and taking off. If you had a pair of decent binoculars, you can see the goddamn people in the plane. So from the get-go, they're lying to you. In San Diego, I don't know about. In North Carolina, maybe they drag you through the swamps or whatever the fuck North Carolina looks like. I just wanted to show you. I just wanted to touch on that. The very first thing they do is, now I'm going to brown this halfway so I can put in the mushrooms. I got to start the onions and shit right now. But yeah, they lie to you from the get-go. Well, they not lie, they deceive you. So you don't try to run, even though once you get settled. I just came in over there like a week ago. Jeez, Pete. I do got a little bit of fucking cheat sheet here. But yeah, that was the thing. And then once you get there, they kind of, you go from class to class, take down notes, like Marine Corps history and all this shit. Well, this one time, not in boot camp, or not in band camp. Well, no one played the flute with their pussy in boot camp that I know of. Maybe they did. But this one time, not in band camp, but in boot camp, it was like the second week we were there, maybe the first week in the actual boot camp. They took us to a big auditorium. All the platoons that were in that rotation. These onions are fresh. I just cut them yesterday, so I'm going to put these in here. I'm going to fine chop this onion and half of this onion, because I don't want big chunks of onion, but I want onion flavor. And I'm going to throw some garlic in here too, real garlic. I'm going to tell you stories as I'm cooking. I'm going to cook as I'm telling you stories. So if you don't like fucking chaos, you're not going to like me. And if you're here, you're used to me. You know I can't fucking focus on one shiny penny at a time. Let's knock that one down real quick. But yeah. This was just after Desert Storm. In that era. We're in the big fucking auditorium. A bunch of all the drill instructors really from that series come in. This guy on stage. We're sad to announce that no matter what MOS you came in right now, you're all, and I want to say it's 0300. I'm pretty sure it was infantry was 0300. He came in and they said, as of this point, we're at war with, it was like Iran or Iraq. This is post Desert Storm. And they're fucking selling it. Like, we're at war right now. Everyone's MOS has been canceled. You're going to 0300. You're getting a modified boot camp. You got to get bodies out there on the line. You're all infantrymen right now. I think they even did the bullshit offer of after this, You can notify your parents that you're going to war. This is San Diego boot camp. There's no women there. This is a male only boot camp. All the female Marines went to North Carolina. Excuse me. But all the female Marines went to North Carolina. So it's an auditorium full of men. Well, in this auditorium full of men who joined the Marine Corps. Supposedly the hardest, the most elite, the few, the proud. Give me a second on another half of this onion with this. These men are fucking breaking down and doing little kid sobbing. Fucking that crying where you you can't catch your breath. That quiet shaking crying. And this was my honest to God, I swear to you, to the heavens above, this was my honest to God reaction when they came in and said, you're all now 0300 infantry, we're shortening boot camp, we're getting you out there on the front line. My reaction was, as always, I just, inside, of course. And this, par for the course. Jesus Christ. Well, hopefully I get shot in the head the first day. Because even prior to the military, I've been a shithead that wish for the best, but expect the worst. So when they said that, and these guys are fucking breaking down, crying, and sobbing like newborn women, I just went, yeah, that seems about right. They waited to attack until fucking I joined. Well, let's go over there and do what we gotta do. That has always been my mindset. That, what is it, Darwin? Expect the worst? I don't know the actual theories, but I've always just, when I wake up in the morning, first thoughts in my mind are, I'll probably get half a block down the street and then a fucking semi will run into my truck and not kill me, not even cripple me. Just give me a fucking shittier limp than I have now. Just make it hurt to be alive. And somehow they'll get off with no punishment whatsoever, and it'll be my fault. So I'll have to pay them. Yeah, I know that's a shitty way to look at things, but I've got the historical evidence to back it up. But that was the thing there, that these tough guys, and then they come out and said, ha, 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 ha. That actually happened in the Vietnam era when the Marines came in and they were told that your MOS means nothing now and you're all going to be fucking infantry. These guys who were crying suddenly became fucking reborn tough guys. I just sat there like, fucking, of course. In the last 15 seconds, accepted the fact that I'm going to die, and now you're telling me that I'm not going to die, and on top of that, I still have to go through the entire goddamn real boot camp. You cocksuckers. I'm working on some shit here, folks. I'm using fresh garlic tonight. So if I'm scatterbrained more than usual, I'm actually trying to, I see the time's coming up, or going up. I'm trying to actually get shit done at the same time that I'm bullshitting with you. And I only know of one guy, Kevin Greco, that will probably sit the entire time, and possibly Darth Quimby will sit the entire time and listen to my ridiculous, moronic rants. Okay, to this, fresh garlic, fresh onion. Get the shit part off the ends. I'll do a little actual focused cooking here for a second. These are going in with this. And I told you about, well, if you haven't seen it, this little slap, it's not a slap chop thing where you fucking beat the shit out of it like the old infomercials. This is one, it's like $20 at Walmart. Just in the shit. Unless you want bigger, chunkier pieces. On my onions and my garlic tonight, I don't want bigger, chunkier pieces. Bigger, chunkier pieces? That was a Roman fucking gladiator, I believe. I don't want bigger, chunkier pieces. I want the shit to be a flavor. Part of the background flavor. I'm leaving my fucking clean mushrooms chunky. And one little taste for me. Okay, so we did the 300 scare. We did the head in the lap. Oh, okay, now I'll flash forward. I started with one platoon. That's the one in the yearbook. I did not finish with the platoon, with the spittoon or the platoon that I started with, because I stress fractured my foot like the week before. There's this thing in San Diego boot camp. I don't know if it's still a thing because I don't keep up on the current trends or the current status of Marine Corps training, but it's called the Reaper. It's a mountain, and it's like a 3 or 4 part mountain. You're at the bottom, you're looking up. It's like fuck. It's steep as fuck. You go up, it levels out, and then you look up. There's another fucking steep as fuck, and then it levels out. You're like fuck, and then there's another steep as fuck, and it levels out. You're like god damn it, and then there's like another steep as fuck, and then it levels out, and you're done. That is the part where back in my day anyway, once you made it to the top of the Reaper, you quit referring to yourself in third person as this recruit, and you started calling yourself a this private. Well, prior to the Reaper, I stress fractured my left foot. And the head, not the head, what the fuck is it called? Not the head drill instructor, but the big drill, the one with the green cut, he was a drill instructor who reined in the other 2 or 3 junior drill instructors. God damn it, I can't call the name. But he was the big bad, if you will, who set the tone for the rest of everyone else there. I told him my foot hurts. He sent me to just a field fucking corpsman, not an X-ray. They couldn't find, it was a stress fracture, so they couldn't really find any, like the bone wasn't obviously sliding apart. The field fucking corpsman just gave me a bunch of Motrin, over-the-counter bullshit painkillers. No one knew that I had a fucking broken foot. So it comes time for the Reaper. Like I said, steep as shit, flat, steep as shit, flat, steep as shit, flat, steep as shit, flat. I'm fucking, every time we stop at a flat, I'm just fucking choking down these painkillers, which aren't really painkillers. They're not anti-inflammatories. They're not killing shit. Love raw mushrooms. That's a pound of mushrooms, in case you're wondering. Pound of ground beef. Pound of spicy sausage. A 1/2 to 3/4 of an onion. 3 fresh cloves of garlic. A pound of clean sliced mushroom. These are the fresh ingredients. I'm going to kick the heat up because the meat is half brown, half pink. So at this point, I want to kick the thing back up so it doesn't completely dry the meat out. and the mushrooms and the onions and the garlic will soak up some of that good sausage and beef grease. And then we'll introduce the canned shit in a minute. And while that simmers, the pasta. Oh, that smells good already. Oh shit. Get back in there, you fucker. Like I was saying, going up the Reaper, I'm just fucking, every time I get a chance to stop and do anything, I'm slamming Motrins. And I make it all the way to the fucking top of the Reaper on a broken fucking foot. Well, not broken, but stress fractured. It hurt like a son of a fucking whore. We go through that. And prior to that, we've been out in the field for a week or two doing other shit. I didn't know I was bit by a brown recluse on the fucking, on my shin. We didn't have time. We were in the field, we didn't really stop to shower and all that shit. We just basically slept in our clothes because we were told if you go into your tent and the chance of scorpions crawling into your shit, just keep your shit on. So scorpions don't fuck with you. Well, scorpions didn't fuck with me, but a brown recluse did. It came up my fucking shin and got his bite in. So we got back to the fucking actual squad bay after the Reaper, and there was no... I seen this thing called Warriors Breakfast at the top of the Reaper. We didn't have that bullshit. We had... You can quit calling yourself a recruit. You can call yourself a private. Now get the fuck down the mountain and go... Y'all smell like a big ball sack. Go wash your assholes. We got down, and then corpsmen were there. Everyone had to go through to make sure there was nothing wrong with them. My foot was fucking like half purple for the stress fracture, and up my leg was this big, like shooter marble size fucking spider bite. Like pus kind of just oozing out of it, which I hadn't seen it. We hadn't fucking got, we haven't changed. So the stress fracture didn't put me in MRP. MRP, Medical Recovery Platoon, I believe it's called. I had to go there for a month when my foot healed, and they had to pack and unpack the fucking pus out of my brown recluse bite. Corman's like, well, it's a good thing we caught this when we did, because you could have lost your fucking foot. Well, once already broken, fuck it. Take it. My mindset back then, and still to this day. But they sent me to MRP. I was like weeks away from graduating with my class I started with. Like I said, wasn't my first platoon. I didn't graduate with the first platoon. I graduated with my second platoon. But they sent me to MRP, and like once a day they gave me that robo boot thing where you've seen this shit where they give you this idiotic boot and it works. I'm not shitting on the design. It's got like a round fucking thing where no cane and no walker, you can just walk and you look fucking goofy. And you feel goofy. But I had to walk maybe like a block to the Navy. It was the Navy Corpsman station. And let me tell you something. Like I said, San Diego MCRD, there were no female Marines there to even look at. I hear from the East Coast Marines that even if you saw them, they were gross and dirty. And like, dude, even gross and dirty, you had something to look at. We had my first platoon and second platoon were like 30 to 50 people, men. And you had to shower together in like they call them rain trees. There were 4 fucking shower stalls that just had like a car wash. No matter where you look, unless you look straight at the fucking ceiling, no matter where you look here, my peripherals I can see you. My peripherals I can see by boxer shorts. Unless you look straight up or close your eyes, there's dicks for fucking days. You're seeing dick no matter what. Every nationality, every fucking size, every fucking shade. And in my platoon, I think his name was Balaban, is a Jewish fella, stood about 6'7", unaroused. That fucker was hitting just above the knee. Which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, I had to go over to the Navy Corpsman's once a day to have my shit unpacked and packed, my, not my ass, but my bite packed and unpacked, letting the mushrooms brown a little more. I wish you could smell it. The onions and the garlic have joined the grease, and the grease actually, there's no grease in here. The grease is soaked up into the mushrooms and the onions. Oh god, no, that's good. And the garlic. No, there's a little bit. I'll still drain it. But I went to the Navy Corpsman, and when I walked in, oh, beautiful, beautiful, and not because you haven't seen a woman in months. Beautiful if I saw them right now. Beautiful women corpsmen. Everywhere the eye could see. So, you're probably asking yourself, as you should, well, beautiful lady corpsman, as far as the eye can see, surely you had the attention to your wound of a beautiful lady corpsman. And that, my friends, is where you're not paying attention to the fucking story. I did not have the attention of a beautiful lady corpsman. I had the attention of a very, he was a good looking guy. I'm not going to sit here and lie, and his face was symmetrical, and it was very pleasant to look at, and he had a very nice soft touch on my wound. But I had a very effeminate, I'm not going to put him on blast as gay. I don't know if he is gay or just a very soft spoken man. But I had a very effeminate male who tended to my needs while everyone else in the fucking free world got these delightful, beautiful women. Just like I said when they said we're all going to war, we're all 0300, par for the course. I wasn't mad. I was just like, well, that tracks. Oh, these mushrooms are good. Oh, God, damn. The onions and garlic were, onions and garlic were finely chopped enough that they kind of just melt into the. All right, put that on low, because I am going to drain that. It did get a little greasy here at the end. I don't want a lot of grease in there, but I'm going to let it still simmer for just a second. But this corpsman, never got his name. Very nice, very soft. He joked with me. I'm a recruit at this point. You're not supposed to joke with anyone. You're supposed to be on fucking hard all the time. He joked with me. It was cool. And I wish I knew his name, because I'd give him a shout out. Good guy. Well, that got me through, but at the same time, in MRP, I was on fire watch one night, and back in my real platoon, they locked up shit like mouthwash and cologne and shit in what they called the whiskey locker, which actually I was a whiskey locker recruit, because they came in the first day and said, who here has warehouse experience? And I was like, I do. Well, it was basically just go in and take inventory, shit we need as a platoon, what we have on hand, like once or twice a week. I'd hand it to them, and they got me out of a few of the fucking Foot Locker dumps. I'd be in there doing inventory as slow as fuck to miss that. But one night on fire watch at MRP, when they quit locking up our mouthwash, there's a few guys there who were bigger alcoholics than me, and they would get fucking shitbox hammered on mouthwash. And one time, I went into the head or the bathroom, and in the head there was like a row of sinks on one side, a row of urinals on one side, and you went around the corner, and there was a row of toilets. Well, the toilets faced each other. They were like, directly across from each other. And none of these fucking toilets had doors. So if you're going in there, you usually had to go take a shit after lights out, because you had no time during the day to go take a shit. So you had to go in there after lights out. You're sitting down, you're reading your mail, you're maybe writing a letter back to someone, and directly across from you, there's someone else doing the exact same thing. No doors. You might look up and get, what up? Oh, you got some paper. It was fucking degrading and disgusting. Fucking, you're basically a goddamn piece of cattle. Well, I tell you that story to tell you this story. Well, no. Did I tell you? No. Okay, no, this is this story. I was on Firewatch one night. The mouthwash wasn't on lockup. Some dude got fucking bombed out of his mind on mouthwash. I'm on Firewatch. I go into the fucking where the urinals are, and it's not a private pile moment where he's blowing his head off. No. This motherfucker is drunk off his ass, standing on top of the urinal with one foot, or the urinal, the bottom part, trying to put his foot on top of the other part of the urinal where the fucking flusher is. He's trying to climb into his rack, his bed. He thinks he's in the squad bay trying to get into his bed, and he's got one foot in the piss water, one foot trying to get on top of the motherfucker. Luckily I got there when I did fucking get the fuck down, because he would have probably did the old fucking woohoo right in the back of the head, split his shit, and I would have probably gone to fucking, why weren't you in there looking at him? Why was he fucking able to get alcohol? Why am I the back? I tell you that story. I'll tell you this story about the open fucking shitters. There's a rumor and a myth and a legend, and it might all be one and the same, that when you go in the military, they put saltpeter in your food. Because I swear to you on fucking everything that I love in life, in boot camp, I never had one fucking erection. And I was a young man. I had erections all the fucking time. It wouldn't matter. I turned the wrong way real quick. And whip! Not one fucking hard on. Sexual dreams, thinking of women, nothing. Nothing here. I can't say they put saltpeter in there. I don't know if they put saltpeter in there. But no one I saw, no one I talked to in boot camp or post boot camp can recall ever having a hard on. And these are all young men who are fucking in the prime of their life, ready to fuck at the drop of a hat anytime. None. And I know a few, 2 or 3 of them in there were of the gay persuasion. And there are a lot of fucking Adonis motherfuckers in there with the fucking 9-packs and fucking the ripple shit. Even if you know they're not gay, you're going to look at it. I look at lesbians, and I'm like, yeah, they get my shit going. So I would assume that a gay man could look at a straight man and be like, yeah, same, across the board. No one in that motherfucker, and I went through 3. I went through my original platoon, the MRP platoon, and the fucking platoon I fucking graduated with. No one ever had morning wood. None of that shit. fucking saltpeter or chemically castrated somehow. But our shit worked when we got out, of course. I got kids and shit to prove it. But I tell you that to tell you this. Hold on, let me. This shit is done. The mushrooms are. I like my mushrooms to not be super hard, but not like slime. These are perfect. Just right in the middle. Let me drain this. I'll tell you about when I graduated and the saltpeter thing. And the bathroom. It all, this comes back together as a like a three-piece. This is why I can't be on cooking competitions, shit like that, because I like to cook at my pace, and my pace is relaxed. And this shit, this actually soothes me. Even before I started making these retarded, idiotic videos, I get in the kitchen, I put my TV, I got a little TV kitchen, or a little, strike that, reverse it, Willy Wonka. Have a little kitchen TV I would put on and just watch shit in the background, or listen to shit in the background while I cook. And I was like, well, I don't know, just do this shit while I cook. But, hold on. I got a jar right here of oregano. It's Aldi. These are Aldi oregano. And I got a mushroom sauce and an Aldi traditional sauce. Since I got actual real mushrooms in here. Like I told you, I'm not going to go the traditional Italian route. I'm not going to even fucking stand here and pretend like it's traditional or real. This is a fat white guy in Kansas making what he calls spaghetti. So if ever I do get enough views and shit that people start to react, I never once said my shit is legit. My shit is legit tasty. But my shit's not gonna fucking whisk you away to fucking Sicily or Tuscany. I would compete with fucking Olive Garden. Fuck that place. And to this, those two, I will add 1 can of, again, Aldi Happy Harvest basil, garlic, and oregano diced tomatoes. Because I do like some, like, I'm gonna put the whole thing in, sauce and all. That's why I don't add tomato sauce or tomato paste or anything. I like my shit. I don't like it thick, but I don't like it thin. And this seems to be right in the middle. And for now, leave this on low so it can all fucking come together while I get the pasta out. And that's my meat sauce, half fresh, half fucking can. Now, we did leave off on the bathroom situation, the head situation in boot camp. Well, I'm gonna cover this, let it go for as long as it takes me to get the fucking pasta going. When I got out of boot camp, the graduation day, the day fucking you cross the thing and they fucking say, now you're a United States Marine. You're part of the Brotherhood and all that shit, and forever this day forward. All the hurrah, hurrah. Well, my girlfriend at the time had flown out to San Diego for my graduation. After graduation, you're on leave, you're free to go off with your loved ones or yourself, or do what the fuck you want. Go shoot heroin or kill a prostitute. That's up to you. But my girlfriend was there at the time, and we went off back to, she had a hotel for us, so we could spend the night, and then the next day we get on a plane and come back to Wichita, Kansas. Shout out, Big Dub KS. Yeah, I tattooed my WKS because I love Wichita, Kansas. And people used to say, Wichita Falls, fuck Wichita Falls, fuck them right in their ass. And if you're watching from Wichita Falls, I'm not saying fuck you, I'm saying fuck your city. You're cool, fuck your city. But she was there, picked me up. Afterwards, we got in a cab, went back to the hotel she got. I've just done, actually 4 months, because I have 3 months of boot camp and 1 month in fucking MRP, letting my fucking wound, my fucking spider bite, my foot heal. I'm in my fucking graduation, and it's not blues, and I don't fucking, there's uniform names. It's the one you fucking walk across the parade deck when you're graduating. Short sleeves, your insignia, pants, little fucking hat from Sling Blade, French fried potatoes. Walk across, you do that. We go back to the hotel. I tell her, give me a minute, take this shit off, because it's hot. This fucking uniform's fucking tight and hot. Give me a minute to go in the fucking shower real quick, rinse off. Because she wanted to go, she wanted to go check out this Mexican restaurant down the street. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fucking great. I haven't had real food in a minute. Let me go rinse off, and we'll do that. So I go in the fucking bathroom, and I didn't even think about it. I turned around, I closed the door, I locked the motherfucker. I got in the shower. I haven't had a shower where no one was fucking looking at me for almost 4 months. I haven't taken a shit without someone looking at me for almost 4 months. So I'm in there just fuck, and I can kind of, the water's going in my face and my ears. I can kind of hear what sounds like the doorknob. There's no knocking. It's just like someone's trying to come in. And I'm like, nah, that can't be anything. So I wash myself off. I get out, dry off, do all that shit, have a nice piss in private. Finally open the door, go out, and she's like fucking damn near in tears. Like, why did you lock me out? Like, what do you mean? I was going to get in the shower with you and surprise you. I haven't had a shower by myself in 4 months. I didn't think anything of it. I know it was a surprise, but you could have told me and I would have let the fucker open. So even after boot camp, I come out, I'm an asshole to someone else. I was the bad guy for not leaving the fucking door open so she could come in there and have relations with me. What the fuck? I've not been able to win since day one. Then later on, we went and had dinner, and that first beer after 4 months, that was a leveler. We went back and, had the relations, and everything calmed down after that. But that first second, fresh out of boot camp, fresh out of a fucking solo shower, I'm the goddamn bad guy. Fucking amazing. Alright, let me get the pasta going. Just a few stories from the boot camp era. It's the beef and the sausage. And the mushrooms. And the onions. I guess that covered my list of Marine Corps shit for the night. I try to think of, well, I got 10 to 15 minutes more of waiting for this water to boil. And try to come up with some more super exciting action adventures with no kills and comes out with me losing somehow. You know what? Actually, fuck that. While this shit's gonna come up to boil, the pasta that is, not the shit, I call, you probably seen our house party when Pops tells kid, is it kid? Yes, kid. Come down and eat this shit, and kid's like, it'd be a lot easier to eat it if you didn't call it shit. I call everything shit, even though it tastes good. But here's where the pasta comes in. Again, I didn't clearly get a pasta mill and do this shit myself. I'm gonna take some of this great value pasta, which once it's in salt water and cooked, I'm gonna be a complete dick here and venture a guess it tastes exactly like fucking pasta cooked in water with salt. That's one to all you professional chefs that stink eye, because you're never going to watch this. I don't watch you. I used to watch shit like Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef, but I got tired of watching fucking Ramsay run his mouth. I got especially tired of watching that skinny jeans fucker whose mom is famous for cooking. The bald fucker, Joe Skinny Jeans. And that big fat fucker with the, I think it was from Smash Mouth, the lead singer from Smash Mouth with the fucking silly glasses. Those motherfuckers trying to tell somebody who feeds their family that they're not good enough. Now fuck that shit. But no, not that. Again, my shit weaves. I got time tonight. I was going to do a separate fucking shitty reaction against reactioners. And I got, again, a little notes here because I get bored at work. I'll tell you the reaction videos that I do like. Excuse me. Because there are reaction videos that I do like. And this is when black people react to white comedians, such as, say, Bill Burr, Tom Segura, telling, like, I'm done with white guilt, or Tom Segura, yeah, what up, D, in a black neighborhood, watching black folks react to white folks, or watching white folks react to black comedians like Cat Williams, or Dave Chappelle, or possibly even old school shit like Eddie Murphy and fucking Richard Pryor. It's good to see across the board. The news, both sides try to spin the shit like everyone in the world hates everyone in the world. But when you watch these kind of shits, these are positive. Because black folks laugh their asses off at the white guys. The white folks laugh their asses off at the black guys. That is refreshing. Those reactions I believe. Those reactions I take to heart, and I fully believe that, yeah, you may have seen them once or twice before, and now you're tailoring your reaction to it. But maybe not. Maybe you're actually, this is the first time you're seeing it, and it's sincere. That's a good goddamn sauce right there. Get this. Oh shit, I should have put the fucking timer on. Well, we'll say 8 minutes.
I think I was renting for like 2.
Look at this fucker going. The al dente. Oh, I'll get my strainer. I'll come back to the reaction shit. But those reactions, no problem. All day, all night. I enjoy those. Funny shit. But here's the reactions I have a fucking problem with. The motherfuckers, especially the motherfuckers who are my age, who are, well, this is my first time reacting to a film that was super goddamn popular when I was a teen. I wasn't Amish. I didn't fucking, I'm not fucking Tarzan of the jungle. I didn't live with fucking animals. I had every way to see this movie, but this is the first time, 30 fucking years later, I'm watching it. You're full of fucking shit. I'm amping up. Those ones, no fucking way, all day, all night, you're a fucking liar. My other ones, these are my maybes. These are my maybes. You might be telling the truth on reaction videos. I make nothing but fucking pure, from the start, from the heart, no edits, one take, content. These are my maybes of motherfuckers who might be telling the truth on these stupid fucking reaction videos. I wrote it down here. Foreigners. And when I mean foreigners, I mean people who came here recently, still have the accent, naturalized Americans. No. Foreigners who like live, there's a few I think live in like Australia and New Zealand. They're pretty funny. I think Ash is the dude's name, and he's got his wife or girlfriend. Those are good. There's a Russian girl. She's cute. She may live here, I don't know, but she's cute. I believe them. There's another Australian girl, Mary Cherry. I believe her because she's young and she's also not from here. Our movies, probably, those movies, especially the old ones, weren't probably readily available over there. So I can buy into the fact that maybe, just maybe, they're telling the truth. I forgot to salt the water. Give me a second. I'm gonna lose my feet. I'm gonna have a heart attack. I didn't take my pills today. Oh shit. I didn't take my pills today. I better take them before I go to bed. But the foreign people. Fine. Early 20-somethings, late teens. I can see that maybe you haven't seen older shit from the 90s and 80s when you weren't born. But I'm going to call bullshit on that too, because I got teen kids and I watch movies from the 80s and 90s like fucking Revenge of the Nerds and Porky's and shit. And they might walk through the room and like, what's that? And I'll tell them. And they might sit around for a second and watch it, or they might go watch it later by themselves. But they're aware of these movies. So don't tell me that your parents or parent or however the fuck you were raised didn't watch these same movies I'm watching now and you didn't catch a glimpse or get a piece of a story somewhere. No, you're fucking full of shit. Now, and this one across the board for anyone, obscure movies. I don't see a shitload of people reacting to movies that are fucking like super obscure. I rarely see them reacting to shit like Clockwork Orange. It's not obscure. It's just old. No one's reacting to shit like that. If you were watching shit like that, I could see it. Or your Crush Groove. There's occasional ones, or Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. I can see where that one you haven't seen yet. But a lot of them, no. Your fucking parents watch that shit, and you probably caught at least a glimpse of it if you didn't sit down and watch it with them. You're full of fucking shit too. And then here's two. I'm going to combine these two to one. People who were in prison or boot camp when shit came out and they're just now getting back into the real world, and they had no fucking idea. Because boot camp, you don't get a lot of fucking news. Prison, I don't know how that works, but I'm sure there's not a Blockbuster or a fucking Netflix or a fucking Prime, or maybe there is, I don't know. I'm sure you don't have super entertainment options in prison or boot camp. I'm speaking for boot camp. We didn't back then. I don't know now. Maybe it's a war crime not to let the fucking recruits sit down for an hour a day and watch YouTube or any of the other fucking streaming services. And here's one. Now this one I can agree with. Maybe back in the day you didn't have cable. Before streaming. Before streaming, you didn't have cable. You didn't have the access to watch a number of fucking films and shit. Your options were the big three: ABC, NBC, CBS, possibly Fox and Sympathy. And they played shit. It was like super cut down and censored. Maybe back then, I'll give you that. Or you were in a place that you couldn't rent movies. Which a lot of people forget. Back in the day, you had to go physically get a movie and take it home and watch it. And maybe you didn't have that access. And Netflix wasn't always a streaming service. Netflix used to be a fucking like DVD exchange. Like you get this DVD, you send it back in. I didn't know about that because when I got Netflix, it was on my Xbox 360. Was the first time I even heard of Netflix. And it was a streaming service. Oh, there we go. Getting tender, getting out dente. It was a streaming service at that point. They were phasing out the DVDs. At that point, fucking the Blockbusters around my area were going out of business sales. You'd go buy like 10 DVDs for $5. Shit like that. So those reactions I can understand, but for the majority of these reactors, no, you're not fooling me. You're full of shit. You're playing a bit. Like sometimes folks accuse me of playing a bit, which sometimes I amp it up. I'm not going to lie to you, but everything I'm telling you is true. I might embellish it a little more to get maybe a little chuckle here and there, but the majority of these reactors who say, oh, I've never seen this movie in 2023. Whatever could it be? You're a fucking liar. I'm calling it out to you right now. You're a fucking liar. Do I not have the right fucking burner on? Why is this? Oh, another 5 minutes. I'm saying you're a fucking liar. You've seen this shit, or you pre-watch it so you know where to go. Oh my! Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I'm offended. Nah, fuck you. And I'm not calling out names because the majority of you who watch them reaction bullshits know that they're lying. That's why I don't do reactions. I'll tell you what I like. I'll give you a synopsis. And if you want to go find it yourself and watch it, yay! Because we're not going to fucking go to Patreon and we're not going to fucking match up our copies. And we're not going to pretend like we're in the same room and I'm there with you. That is ridiculous to me. I tell you what's good. You go find it. You watch it. You have your opinion. You have a camera too. You put up your rebuttal. I don't know why more of you aren't putting up video. People who subscribe to me and they're like, well, I won't do this, but I like to watch you. Why aren't you doing this? Put your camera up, hit record, say what you got to say. If you want to edit, I don't give a fuck. I would probably watch it. If you're subscribed to me, I subscribe back to you so I get alerts when you put shit on. I look at your shit. To my knowledge, at the last 15 times, Bad Medicine and fucking Lilo and Stitch. Only two uploading anything, aside from me. And I look at their shit. And Lilo and Stitch is a lot of cat shit. If you like cat shit, go look at that. Bad Medicine does a lot of fucking series and shit, and they're just 3 or 4 big goofy fucking white dudes pretending they haven't seen it. I don't give a fuck. I sometimes watch, well, what's the one? No, I'm not giving any more shout outs. These motherfuckers don't shout out me, so fuck them. I would like one of you people out there pull up my shit, react to me. Honestly, talk your fucking shit. Shit on me all you want to. Say what you like. Say what you don't like. I would love that. I would love to fucking look on there and see, hey, this motherfucker is talking shit about me. That would be awesome. I'm just biding time till this fucking pasta's ready. At this point, I thought the Marine Corps shit would take longer. And the reaction shit didn't take more than a few minutes. Is this motherfucker not? It's on, it's red. Well, I guess I could just turn it off. I don't got a lot left to say, and it's pasta. You know what pasta looks like when it's cooked. And I do gotta take kind of a big piss. So yeah, I may just call it good now. Sausage, beef, mushroom. If you like sausage, beef, and mushroom, and spaghetti sauce in a spaghetti form, this is almost done. You'll like this. Oh, and the hot has a little kick to it. Well, I'm going to shut this shit down so I can drain this pasta in another 2 or 3 minutes. It's not quite there yet. I'm looking for some. Oh, it's right there. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. If you stayed all the way to the end, super duper. I am going to get to a goddamn nap. I know many of you prefer that. Jesus Christ. I prefer to be alive too. Good night, and as always, respectfully, peace, bitches. Gonna fuck with this pasta.